Oh, did you hear that crunch, ladies and gentlemen? This chip is delicious. Flavor bomb. Oh, it ain't great. Whoa! I gave myself a jaw cramp. Flavor bomb in my mouth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope all of you are about ready to get the most educational chip review of your lives. So, we went to our local mom and pop store, the Walmart, and bought 10 different kinds of tortilla chips. Going to do a tortilla chip review. I'm going to put them in 4 tiers potentially. Tier A, Tier B, Tier C, on what are the best chips based on flavor, durability as we dip them in salsa, crunch, thickness, and look at me, for crying out loud. Could you trust anyone more with a chip review than me? Just turn your volume down if you have misophonia. Hopefully going to make this video misophonia. And if the chip really stinks, it'll get a tier F. But hopefully we're just tier A, B, and C. Here we go, baby. Go. To the water! Ah! Bowl number 1 brought to me by my trusty producer, Josiah. Over here I've got salsa. By the way, you might think I'm weird, but I love to take verde salsa verde, which means salsa green, and mix it with taco sauce and make my little salsa that way. I'm probably going to spill all over my back roads of Bonfire's podcast shirt. That's okay. Chip number 1. First, we're going to try it dry. Sorry to those of you that don't like chewing noises into a mic. This one tastes like your run-of-the-mill, straight-up, like Tostitos tortilla chip. I don't know what to do with my salsa hands. I like my tortilla chips a little thinner. This one's got good thickness, but not being too thick. So it's a little thin. Good amount of salt. Good amount of flavor. Here we go. All right. We're going to dip. I probably should have I just spit right out of my mouth into my salsa. Unbelievable shot. I probably should have got thicker, chunkier salsa for dipping for durability to see what would happen. Let that drip happen. Okay. All right. Chip number 1. You never want to go crazy out the gate. You got to allow yourself room for improvement and growth or higher ranking. While it's good, I feel like I've had this chip 100 times before. Straight down the line. I have a feeling chip number 1. What is that? What is that giant mega brand now? It starts with a T. I can't think of it. That's pizza. Totino's is pizza. Tostitos? There we go. Tostitos. That's my guess for number 1, but we're going to find out. I'm going to go... Nice. All right. Chip number 1, B tier. I'll give it a B tier chip.
Original Tostitos.
Original Tostitos! Palate don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. Just like ball don't lie. If you're a big boy like me and you know your way around a chip, boom, nailed it. Original Tostitos. You cannot mistake that flavor. That would be me. Get all excited about bowl number 1, eat the whole thing, and then realize I'm too full to do the other 9. Big boy problems. Oh, forgot. Got to do my palate cleanser between shots. Shout out to the University of Northern Iowa, where your boy went to school. All right, here comes chip number 2. People are like, geez Louise, get on with it. Well, this is interesting. This chip, smaller in stature, smells like a tortilla chip. Also smells a little bit like mothballs. Has what looks to be some kind of like black bean speck on it. I'm not sure. They're very small. Never seen one before. Almost looks like it's rice, like ricey. But I kind of like the size. It's bite size. You just pop the whole baby in. Oh shoot, I gotta try it plain first. Silly me. Less salty. Definitely less salty than the first chip. So let's find out here what this tastes like with the... Oh baby. These chips are growing on me. These are good. See this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Do I like this one more than the first one? It's not as crunchy, which I kind of like. If any of you out there listen to the Back Roads and Bonfires podcast, you'll know that I have an affinity for sogginess when it comes to cookies and chips, and sometimes I like to suck them soggy. I'm curious. I don't know what these are.
Sorry.
It always sounds weird, but that's what I do. I suck them soggy. I give this one a little more structure than the first one because it's smaller and it won't break as much. Not as salty with the flavor, and I like a little more salt. So unfortunately, I do think I'm going to put this one as a C tier, although it's still a tortilla chip and it's still good. I'm going to go C tier for this one. What do we got here, buddy? Oh, it's a fancy brand. It is our grain-free, no wonder it didn't have crunch, Siete. Siete, which means 7 in Spanish, in case people didn't know. Grain-free sea salt tortilla chips made with avocado oil for health. Honestly, not bad. But you know me, I like my processed foods. I'm gonna eat another one just for good measure. Probably one of those brands too that's more expensive because it's a healthy brand. Give me the $2.99 bag over the $4.49 bag all day, every day. At the end of the day, we're eating chips. It's not healthy. Palate cleanser. Jeez Louise, you sound like my dad opening a bag of chips. It's like those old people in church that go to get a mint out of their purse, and then you wonder, how could it take 7 minutes for this person to open a mint? Bowl number 3. Oh, baby. Now, this is what you want a chip to look like. Look at that. Good yellow color. I love my chips a little more yellow. It usually means they're corn tortilla chips, and I am a farmer, so go corn. I love corn. Tortilla chips, that is. They usually are a little stronger, too. A little more girth when you're dipping. They don't break as much. Oh! Did you hear that crunch, ladies and gentlemen? Not as crunchy as the Tostitos, which I like. I like a crunchy, but not as crunchy, if that makes sense. I like my bacon. I want my bacon cooked, but crispy yet chewy, if that makes sense at all. This is delicious. I get excited for when I have a fold over like this. I call it a fold over chip. I get really excited to dunk because you dip it in there, and then some of it gets on the inside of that crease there. Oh, baby. I just love chips and salsa. Who doesn't love chips and salsa? Based on size, not quite as big as those Tostitos, I feel like. And they're good, solid. You can tell if this was like, if I was trying to dip this into cement, it wouldn't break. This is an A-tier chip right here. This is an A-tier chip. On the border, cafe style. Congrats to you. You are an A-tier chip. I like my chip with lots of dip. I hope you guys out there can hear the opening of the bag and then the biting of the chip.
Sorry, I can't help myself.
All right. Ooh, this one is going to look really similar to the last one. Oh, man. This one's got a good shape to it. Good look. It's yellow, which I love. You can tell that there's corn. Definitely a lot of corn goes into that process. Whoa. This one has a little bit different flavor. This one tastes a little more, it's good, but it almost has that bitter. It's got a little bit of a bitter flavor to it. That's all I got. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It's got like a bitter flavor to it. But in a good way. Not a bad way. Not quite as much crunch as some of them, but which I love. Oh, look out, America. This chip is growing on me. I could eat so many of them. I'm going to give this one an A tier based on crunch. The fact that I know I could dip it, it wouldn't break off a ton. That's a good chip right there. A tier. What do we got? The Mission. No way. Those were Thin and Crispies? Thin and Crispies. Mission. Mission is absolutely all-time chip brand. One of my favorites on planet Earth. I am shocked that those are Thin and Crispy. Because Tostitos makes Thin and Crispy, and you dip those things in air and they break. Makes me happy to know that I gave it an A tier, though, because Thin and Crispies are my favorite chip. Mission. Congrats to you, Mission. Good job.
Good job. Good job.
On the Backroads and Bonfires podcast, which you guys should listen to, if a food is really good, it gets out of me. And if it's really, really good, it gets a double uns. Chip number, whatever this is. Whoa! This chip is green. This chip is green. Whoa. Whoa. And whoa. This chip is delicious. Oh boy. Oh boy, I bet the purists out there are going to get mad after I'm done with this review because I can already tell it's going to be good. See what I mean? That's what I mean by that. That's what I mean by that bubble thing. How it bubbled up there, now it's really flaky on either side. When I take a bite, it's just gonna disintegrate. This chip's amazing. This chip is so good. Nice durability and thickness, so you can tell it's not gonna break off a bunch when you dip. It's got a hint of lime on it, is what I'm detecting. Perfect amount of salt. I am obsessed with this chip. This is dangerous. Wow, that's really good. I'm not gonna go crazy, but this is definitely an A-tier chip, without question. What do we got here? Better Goods, finely ground, cassava flour, guacamole flavored tortilla chips. Wow. Go out and get yourself some of these, ladies and gentlemen. This chip is amazing. Gently fried in avocado oil. I feel like I'm eating vegetables when I eat this chip. Let's see here, 10 servings per container, 12 chips is 140 calories. So I could eat 48 chips and only have 560 calories and not feel guilty. I should feel guilty if I eat 48 chips from a party. Oops. That baby's good. And, well, I can't eat the rest of them, Josiah just broke them all. Ooh, I don't think this one's gonna get A tier just based on look. It's too white, like me, it's too white. This usually means it's got a little less corn in it, but I'm not gonna knock it. I bet there's chip, elitists out there right now, throwing things at their phone as they listen to this or watch this because I'm doing a terrible job reviewing it in their minds. I'm obviously not. So we got a good shape here, good size. I like that it has the natural bit of bend in it, like a lot of them do. Let's try it out here. I don't need to waste any more calories on this chip. This chip stinks. I mean, it might be an F tier chip. Listen, if you need some chips and this is all you got, it's gonna get the job done. You're gonna get salsa in your mouth. You're gonna taste tortilla chips, but it ain't great. It's not very salty. Tastes a little cardboardy. Not a lot of flavor. I mean, it's got good durability, but you gotta have flavor too. I don't want it. I'm gonna give this an F tier. What do we got? Uh-oh. No wonder. Only $2.99. Santita, oh, it is made with corn though. I'm sad, I bashed corn. Santita's white corn tortilla chips. My apologies if I have offended you. I don't like your chip. Spend the extra $2 on a bag and get the good stuff. How many of you out there right now are just disgusted by the chewing noises and the crunch? All right, chip number whatever this is. Oh, this is thin and crispy. These chips are so thin. I love thin chips. Sometimes not the greatest for dipping. I could just eat thin chips by the gallon plain though. Much like I like thin crust pizza. I love thin chips. Now here's the only issue with this one. Not a lot of salt. That is razor thin. You can see through it. That's like a one-ply chip. Doesn't have a ton of salt or flavor though, but I do love the thinness of it. And I do feel like in a really thick salsa, this might break off. It just doesn't quite have the flavor you're looking for on the salt level. This pains me because I feel like I know what this is and I used to love these a lot. But that Mission Thin and Crispy, that was where it was at. I have a feeling that this is Tostitos Thin and Crispy. I'm gonna give this one C tier. It is Tostitos Cantina Thin and Crispy. I love Thin and Crispy, but the Mission ones are way better. C tier. I don't think this review is gonna hurt Tostitos pockets at all. They'll be just fine. You're a C tier tortilla chip. Live with it. There you go. You guys ever bite into a tortilla chip and it goes sideways in your mouth and just stabs you in the roof of your mouth? But yeah, or turns sideways and you try to swallow it, it goes down your throat sideways and you feel like this chip just sliced your throat on the way into your stomach. Eating chips could be a dangerous game. Chew well, folks. Chew well. All right, this looks like your standard, run-of-the-mill. Boy, this looks about as plain as it's going to get. Uh-oh. I think we might have some company on the C train. Flavor-wise, it's not all there. It's not quite as thick as I'd like to for a dipping chip. Like I said, I love Thin and Crispies, but for some reason that Mission Thin and Crispy felt thicker than this. And it had more flavor. This one's not super crunchy. It's not super salty. It's pretty bland. This one's definitely a C tier chip. Not great flavor. This is not F tier. It's C tier though. On the Border is back. Boy, is On the Border getting bad reviews from me? Obviously, I'm not just going to throw them away, even though they're C tier. I'm still gonna eat all these chips because I'm not wasteful. But this chip's not great. Don't give up out there. Don't give up on your dreams. Work hard, play hard, study hard. It'll be okay. I just said a bunch of nonsense that made no sense. All right, this chip it's very white, which if you know me, I think the less white chips are better, but I do like the thickness of it. It does have good durability, good shape. Let's check it out. Flavor bomb. Whoa. I was not expecting that. I was expecting this chip to be kind of average. That's got a lot of flavor. I went to say and just shot sauce down my throat. This chip is great. Definitely has a hint of lime on it. That probably helps. But the thickness of it is like perfect thick. Look at that chip. How straight it is. Beautiful. That's like perfect thickness. Good amount of crunch. And the flavor is unbelievable. This is an A-tier chip. 100% an A-tier chip. I'm just gonna keep eating them. Whoa! Santitas! Santitas totally redeems himself. I just gave Santitas, is that the chip I gave an F tier to? You can't say mad at me, Santitas. Look at this face. You can't say mad at me. Santitas, cilantro, lime, otherwise known as cilantro limon. The texture of this feels different than their other one, which is kind of surprising because same company, you'd think same texture, just different flavor, but dang. That's a good chip and only $2.99. Load up on these if you want to shop on a budget. Finger licking good. Got some of that chip buildup going on in my molars right now. Chip concrete.
Last chip.
Last chip. Look at this baby. I can already tell by looking at it and by the feel that I'm going to like it. I know I'm going to like this. It isn't just straight all the way through. Look, it has the little air bubble pockets. That is what makes a chip so good. And I can tell it's not going to be one that breaks off really easily. The yellow flavor, usually an indication of a really good chip. Let's give this baby a try. So, I might have talked it up too much. That actually is not as good as I thought it was going to be. The texture is definitely there, but the flavor's not. It doesn't have a ton of flavor. Now, there's probably those of you out there that like your tortilla chips more plain, less salty, less flavor. You let the dip do the talking. I want both. I want flavor bomb chip, flavor bomb dip, flavor bomb in my mouth. I like the texture. The texture's great because it's got the air bubble pockets. But the flavor's just not quite there. Man, I'm torn right now, ladies and gentlemen. I am torn because this has perfect texture, but the flavor's not quite there. And I have to be a man of integrity. I'm giving this a B. This is a B tier chip, not an A tier chip. Calidad corn tortilla chip. That's all it says. Calidad corn tortilla chips. The texture is what saved it from being a C tier because it really didn't have a lot of flavor. But boy, that texture was good. Congratulations. Good coloring too. People out there are going to freak out. Purists are going to freak out because they probably think tortilla chips are cheating if it has flavor added to it. So be it. That avocado guacamole chip, whatever it was, I think it was my favorite. So this chip and my Mission Thin and Crispy probably be my two favorite chips. Boy, can't go wrong with either one of these. You want plain, you want a little flavor added. And for the purists out there mad that I ranked my favorite chip as one that had like lime, guacamole, whatever. Cry. Go get a tissue and cry about it to someone who cares. Just kidding. I love you, and I appreciate you watching and listening. I hope this has been helpful for you guys for your next Super Bowl party, your next hangout with friends when you're hosting and you want to throw in chips and dip all together. Do this yourself. Buy all 10, and you rank them and see how it works for you guys. So thanks for joining, and just remember, if you got a hunch, go with the crunch. I don't know why I said that.